There is no place for this kind of tyranny in this hemisphere. There is no place for any darkness that would shut out the light of liberty. Here in this hemisphere, we must heed the words of Dr. King written from his own jail cell. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Throughout my entire lifetime, there has been injustice and repression in Cuba. Never in my lifetime have the people of Cuba known true freedom. Never in the lives of 2 generations of Cubans has the people of Cuba known democracy. This is the terrible and tragic status quo that we have known for half a century, of elections that are anything but free or fair, of dissidents locked away in dark prison cells for the crime of speaking the truth. I won't stand for this injustice. You will not stand for this injustice, and together we will stand up for freedom in Cuba. That will be my commitment as President of the United States of America.
There's been several remarks directed at the issue of the relationship between the United States and Cuba. So let me address this. The United States seeks a new beginning with Cuba. I know there's a longer journey that must be traveled to overcome decades of mistrust. But there are critical steps we can take toward a new day. I've already changed a Cuba policy that I believe has failed to advance liberty or opportunity for the Cuban people. We will now allow Cuban Americans to visit the islands whenever they choose and provide resources to their families, the same way that so many people in my country send money back to their families in your countries to pay for everyday needs. Over the past 2 years, I've indicated, and I repeat today, that I'm prepared to have my administration engage with the Cuban government on a wide range of issues, from drugs, migration, and economic issues, to human rights, free speech, and democratic reform. Now, let me be clear, I'm not interested in talking just for the sake of talking, but I do believe that we can move U.S.-Cuban relations in a new direction. As has already been noted, and I think my presence here indicates, the United States has changed over time. It has not always been easy, but it has changed. And so I think it's important to remind my fellow leaders that it's not just the United States that has to change. All of us have responsibilities to look towards the future. I think it's important to recognize, given historic suspicions, that the United States policy should not be interference in other countries, but that also means that we can't blame the United States for every problem that arises in the hemisphere. That's part of the bargain.